Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Green Room Podcast. I'm Matthew Bruni, and joining me once again is Colin Mitchell. Colin, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. How are you feeling?
You could have saved that by saying happy birthday since my birthday's tomorrow, but it's fine.
Oh,
But it's fine. You know, it is fine. Wow. I said Merry Christmas to Bruni before the podcast started. He said Colin, the podcast hasn't started. Didn't tell me Merry Christmas back. Message just completely flubs a Merry Christmas and can't even turn it into a happy birthday. It's fine. I don't matter.
everything we do is for content, Colin. You know, we can't just tell you.
I want to
Happy
know
Merry
why
Christmas
this is called the Green Room Podcast and you are wearing blue in a blue room.
in a
That's what I
blue
need to
room.
know. With a blue mic. Can we fix? Are
Yeah,
you okay?
I don't know. I'm wearing Bandera though.
Yeah, shout out Bandera.
Shout out Bandera. Shout out to my boy Brady Keene, who is the reason I went to the game. Honestly, Colin, I forgot. I knew North Texas played UTSA at some point. I forgot that it was on a Thursday night.
Yeah,
I just forgot, and then all of a
yeah. For
sudden
some reason, I thought it was Saturday as well.
I get a call from my boy Brady. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to the game?" And I was like, "Sure." He said, "All right, I got us courtside seats." So we go, and there's four of us, but me and Brady are there. We sit next to each other, and he's the head coach at Bandera. For those who don't know, that's why I'm repping the Bandera. And we get courtside seats, man. It is. I've never been courtside before like that.
Yeah.
Like it's legitimately like on the court. Like if I extended my leg a little bit, I could have tripped somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That type of courtside.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was an awesome experience. Only $30 too. I don't know how. That's
I mean,
so
when you're
cheap.
sitting in a high school gym, I mean, how much can they really charge?
It's a good point. It's a good point. But yeah, it was man, it was a lot of fun. We had some UTSA people to our left. Got to talk to some of the coaches beforehand and
How's
all
Matt?
that good stuff. Good. Well, okay. So I talked to Ross, right? And then at Matt comes out, they come out with the team and stuff, and I'm talking to Luke and Ross and whatnot. Matt comes out, goes to the bench. It's like 2 minutes before tip off. And Mac sees me and he's just like, Bruni, and then just puts his fist out to fist bump me. And I was like, and he was like locked in, and I was like,
He
oh,
was
North
ready.
Texas,
He was ready
they
to
winning
go.
by 30, winning by
Mhm.
30. I knew at that moment. So they didn't win by 30, but they won by 24, Colin.
Yeah.
So they took care of business in San Antonio against UTSA 78-54. We have another basketball podcast. We didn't cover the UMass game where they just blew out UMass. I believe pulled away in the second half. So that's the only game we missed, really. But it's been about 2 weeks, I think. No, a little less than 2 weeks since we last did one. So this is the start of conference play. UTSA on the road. They take care of business 78-54, and we'll look ahead, look at all this stuff. But what's the headline, Colin? Please tell the people what the headline of this podcast is.
Abou proved all the doubters wrong, I guess. 15-19, 37 points.
You wrong.
God, I mean, you were also like kind of in it, but I will definitely take
A little
the
bit.
I will definitely take the blame on that. 7-9 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. Listen, man, you couldn't do much better than that.
Nope.
Could not do much better than that. That was it. He was. I mean, he had 20 in the first half. That's all you got to say,
Dude. Let's start the game off, right? And
yeah.
okay, UTSA, all we know about UTSA at this point is they're not good, obviously. Like we all know that. UTSA ranks 320th in KenPom. They're abysmal. You know, their only wins this year have been against teams outside the 200. Texas State was a pretty decent win for them. Prairie View was a decent win for them, but other than that, they've just lost to like Dartmouth, Grambling, and everybody.
Yeah.
So we knew they're bad, and they turn over a lot from last year's team. But the one player that they had was Jacob Germany.
Yep.
Right, Jacob Germany. I believe he was on the all conference, like second team or third team or something like that last year. Fine player for UTSA, center, big man. I mean, pretty skilled. Hit a couple jumpers last night, and they just posted Abou up at the start of the game repeatedly, over and over and over, and he just kept scoring the ball on Jacob Germany like it was nothing. Like he had a different bounce to him, and that was so refreshing to see because Abou, you know, we gave him hell for the first, you know, pretty much up to this point in the season because he wasn't making the easy ones. He didn't seem like he had a pep to his step. Everything seemed difficult for him. He was shooting like 43% from the field. And then he goes out in this game and just flips a switch. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it was. He had the same looks he's had the past 11 games, and then in the 12th game he decides to make them all. I mean, that's pretty much what happened, because it's not like the looks he's been getting have been hard. We talked about all season how he's not getting double because he hasn't had to, and he finally exploited, only getting covered by one guy, and now that's going to open up a lot of things for this offense going forward, and that's the thing I'm most excited about. 37 points, obviously, it's great. Now we know he can do it. Can he do it consistently? And what does that do for the rest of the offense?
Yeah. Most points since Rose in 2018 against Rice. Do you remember that game?
Rose had 38.
I don't know what he had. He had a lot. I didn't look up the actual score, but that was the game he hit, what, 9 threes?
That was his comeback game, right?
Look, all I know is he hit like 9 threes in 2018 against Rice. This was on the road because then DJ hit like 5 or 6 threes. Like those two hit a bunch of threes together in that game.
42 points.
42 points. How many
42
threes?
points. And
I don't know if you have the box score up.
I don't. 10.
Pretty sure 10? Okay. It was 10. And then DJ pitched in like 5 or something like that.
Yeah, he had 23 points.
Yeah. So I remember that game. That was a great game. That was fun. But anyways, most points since then. I think I saw the what was it, the basketball count tweeted out most points by a Ford in Conference USA since 2015, and most points in a Ford at North Texas since like the 1999 or something.
Wow.
I mean, 37 points, Colin.
No, it's a big deal, especially
when
for most of the game, it's like more than half of your team's points.
Bro, I'm on the sideline, and this is the best part about being on the sideline is you can yell. Like, I'm not a yeller. I'm not someone who's.
I saw you down there. I saw you down there. Kind of. I saw you clapping and going like this a lot. You know,
I was clapping. I was like, charge. I even did when Abou scored on. I don't remember who it was. He scored on somebody, and I did the two small.
Oh my god!
The ground. I did that. I was going crazy. That's so much fun because it feels like a not interactive experience because I don't want to go that far. But I've never been someone, you know me. I'm kind of just like watch the game. Yeah, watch the game and whatnot.
You're a type of dude that watches a game alone with only music and the game sound off. Like you're that guy.
When you're there and you could tell Jacob Germany, I was like, Jacob, you're gonna let Abou drop 40 on you?
You said that? Dude's getting hooped on and you just hitting him with these little remarks.
I said, Jacob, don't let Abou drop 40 on you, man. and then they put in that number 4 in the game, UTSA did. And I was like, man, they're down to their 4th center. They're down to their 4th center trying to stop Abou. That's
crazy. Who was that, Bowfinger or Sabali?
Was that Farmer? I think it was Farmer.
Farmer had 19 minutes.
They played a bunch of dudes. I don't know. They played a bunch of centers and guys, whatever. But it was so much fun. It was
Abou
great.
was wilt. That's all I can say now.
I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone, the picture.
It's such a good picture. That's the thumbnail picture.
It's definitely the thumbnail picture, dude. What a picture. This was on Abou reposted on his Instagram. I don't follow him on Instagram. I just was sent this.
But for those not able to watch the YouTube, it's basically black and white photo of Abou on a piece of paper says 37 like Wilt's 100.
Yeah. And
he's sitting there. So shout out Abou. However, the game did get close a couple times there, Bruni.
It was close through, till like the 13, 12-minute mark in the second half.
Game cast. Yeah, and then 13 minutes left. It was 43-40 UTS or 43-40 UNT.
Yeah, so I'm telling Brady, I was there like, look, North Texas is going to go on one of those stretches where UTSA just doesn't score. Yeah. It happens in every single game. Grand Canyon, UMass, you name the game over the past 3 years. And there's just a stretch where the other team just doesn't score. UTSA comes out in the second half and was running good offense and was getting good looks and just like kind of dicing up North Texas. I said, there's going to be a switch. Ross Hodge is going to say something and piss everybody off. and when he does that, everybody's going to lock in and then they're just going to stop him. And sure enough, what happened, Colin? They scored their 42nd point at 12:46. They scored their next point at 6:43. 6 minutes, 0 points. Like it's literally it. And literally, if we go even farther, from the 12:46 mark to 1:17, I'm sorry, 105. They scored 5 points and made one basket. Like we're
Yeah.
talking about 11. What is that? 11 minutes
Yeah. If you
with
look at
one
the ESPN
basket.
thing too, it's funny. You see the upward trajectory and it's just flat after that
Yeah,
for UTSA.
it's
Um,
literally. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, but the I mean, I completely agree. I mean that we all know that North Texas, it's like that's their run. That's how they make runs in basketball. They just don't let the other team score points, and it allows them to get points. I will say though, it was concerning not seeing. I mean, because obviously Abou had 37. You didn't really need anyone else to score, but you still had Kai Huntsberry 1 for 5,
Yep.
Tyree 82 for 4, 0 2 from 3, Tyler Perry 4 10, Aaron Scott 1 for 3, and then you go to the bench and we talk about Ruben
Ruben.
0 4, Jade Martinez 3 and 9. So the efficiency, I mean, Abou obviously, I'm not going to take anything away from him or anything from this team. They put up 78 against UTSA, had a great defensive performance, but you still have to be concerned about where your points are going to come through on a night to night basis. Because we thought it was going to be like a Ruben this year. We thought it was going to be Tyree Edey. We definitely thought it was going to be a Kai Huntsberry.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Tyler Perry's going to get his, but it's not going to be very efficient every night. So that was my concerning thing whenever it got to that 43-42 point, because if they don't make that stop and they're not, and it's just
Yeah.
back and forth, no one's scoring, what happens?
I was saying in the second half, there was a stretch where Abou cooled off a bit, and I was like, all right, it has to be Tyler Perry time or Kai Huntsberry, like one of
Yeah.
those two. And that's what this team ultimately their ceiling is going to be defined by how good Kai Huntsberry and Tyler Perry are. Like those two have to be elite players for them to get to where they want to go. And so I would have liked a little more once they got like they get switches with Tyler Perry, and I feel like they don't attack them.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like yesterday, it was fine because Abou was scoring at such a high clip. It's like you didn't really need to force anything.
Yeah.
But I would love against better teams if you get a switch with Tyler against a 5 or a 4 or a guy who can't defend. I would love just to clear out isolation. I would love it. They kept rescreening and rescreening, and I'm
The
like,
rescreening thing was so annoying too, because it'd just be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like,
yeah,
what are we doing?
I'm like you already got the switch. What's the point of the screen at this point? And
Yeah.
so that was a little concerning. I want them to continue to give Tyler as many opportunities as possible to score and to shoot the ball because he's just such an elite shooter. And I thought there were times Tyler could have shot more threes.
Agreed.
Um, I mean, he waited until a guy went all the way under the screen to finally pull one off the bounce, and I was like, why not just pull earlier? Like they're giving you space. They weren't respecting him as much. Like they were denying him ball, but they weren't like pressing up on him when he had the ball. So, and then Kai, I'm really concerned about his 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's ever going to get there. So if that's the case, that it's one less guy they have to defend from the 3-point line. You're already kind of not the best team as far as spacing goes, but you need Kai to make some threes. Obviously Ruben 0 of 3 from 3. You need those to go in. So I was happy with Matt Stone's performance. I didn't have a problem with Jaden Martinez, even though he went 3 for 9. I thought they were
Yeah.
giving him looks. He had to shoot them. So, and I think he's just so talented. But yeah, so it is a concern as far as efficiency goes, 7 to 25 from 3. But overall, I think as they continue to progress in conference play, you'll have Tyler and Kai get a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I would
For
assume.
sure. Obviously, defense is never an issue. You did already mention Matthew Stone. Listen, man, he's playing himself into those minutes that we were unsure of, because the 3 he hit in the corner early was big. I guess that was his only 3, and then
Yeah.
he just continues to play really hard. And that the 2 offensive rebounds, I remember both of those, and
Mhm.
just tough plays.
Yeah. Well, we said before the season, we said after the St. Mary's game, we're like, this guy, Matt Stone, is obviously a fine role player, but he can't be playing 25 minutes a game for this team, which I don't think was anything crazy to say. It was just the fact, I think he fits into a role really well. Now, 20 minutes is on the higher side, but he really backed up and, deserved those minutes. Like he
Yeah.
was really, really playing well. And especially with maybe some of the struggles. I know they're in different spots, but like the struggles Ruben was having, and then Tyree Edey was fine, but Edey and Stone are kind of on a similar plane to me at times. So that's going to be an interesting rotational piece to see how many minutes he gets. But Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we've said it before. If he can shoot the ball, you're going to get on the court because he's tough enough to do everything else. I
Yep.
think that's going to be interesting. Who else do we want to highlight?
I did like. I don't know if you really caught this, but I did like when they ran for a couple plays. Matthew Stone was the recipient of one of those, and I was like, yeah, this is what we need. We need something to get some guys into rhythm. And it was when they had their downs, their when they couldn't score. I
Yeah.
remember, and I was like, yes, let's continue doing stuff like this because they can do it. They have the athletes to do it. Do you think we'll see more of that?
I think obviously off turnovers, I think so. I really wanted Tyler to pull up for 3 when he had that transition and went for the
Yeah,
layup and missed it. I
yeah.
was like, bro, just pull up for 3. Like just pull up and just let it go. I think Abou and got the board and got fouled or something like that afterwards. I don't remember what happened. But stuff like that, it's not in this team's DNA. Like you can just tell guys are so uncomfortable taking early shots.
Yeah.
Um it's hard for me to say that that's going to change. Like it just is. I don't
No, for
know.
sure. And I agree with you. It's just I feel like a lot of the guys you got on this team, Kai and Ruben especially, they're rhythm guys that you
Mhm.
have to they have to get into a flow. And Ruben too, just kind of getting back from that injury. I feel like he's just been really timid. I think there were 2 times I remember last night where I feel like he could have hit like just turned around for a quick midi and just hesitated, came back down, passed, kicked it out
Yeah.
to Tyler, and it's just like I'd like to see Ruben try to be more aggressive in instances like that.
Yeah, he's got to I mean, ultimately it's the same thing. You're with me talking basketball, Colin, like you got to shoot the ball.
Yeah,
Like you got to shoot the ball. He has to do better than 0 for 3. I thought he had some decent looks too and he airballed one of them. And it's like and I remember cuz I was already standing up in the corner and then I had to sit back down.
just sit back down.
I had to
Hey,
sit
at
back
least there weren't a
down.
lot of fans there, so
That
not
there was
not.
it was more than I thought they were gonna be. I'll give them that. It still wasn't a lot. I mean, North Texas actually had a good amount of people that we were doing the North Texas chant the whole time.
That's crazy.
It was,
That's got
it
to
was
be demoralizing. That's got to be
dude. I
insane.
mean, the gym is just awful. It's absolutely just putrid.
Hey,
It's disgusting.
you know,
No,
you got to do what you got to do.
I told Brady. I was joking with Brady. I was like, imagine this team's gonna be the American next year. Memphis is gonna have to come to this
Penny
next
Hardaway
year.
is gonna go in there.
Kenny Hardaway is gonna come here and then walk in and then be like, "No, guys, we're not playing here. We're leaving. We're going on a flight home. I will forfeit this game." Penny Hardaway playing there is hilarious.
It's gonna be so funny.
But yeah, UTSA's got some work to do. Like football, yeah, UTSA is cool. They had a good baseball season, but like facilities wise, across the board, they got nothing. They have
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. So, all right. Anything else from this game? Good win. Glad they pulled away. I knew it'd be tight for a little bit, but like they were up what 15 in the first half or
yeah,
12 in the first half, and then they came back. Blah blah blah. But the real test starts on Thursday, Colin, December 29th. FAU, man, they got some dudes. They beat Florida. They got a lot of talent. This game will obviously be in Denton. Now, the downside to it being in Denton is that you use one of your home games when all the students are on Christmas break.
yeah.
So you don't have that. I'm not saying that the students are gonna, show out and stuff, but hey, they've gotten a pretty good, from what I can tell, pretty good student contingent there recently with the Mean Green was it Maniacs,
Mm.
and you go from there. But you have FAU and FIU at home on Thursday and Saturday of next week, and FAU is obviously the big game. If they can beat FAU, they're gonna be sitting pretty. They're gonna be
Oh
sitting
yeah,
real,
and I
real
think
pretty.
that's the game where where you and I are gonna sit and go, okay, this is where this team is going to be this season because FAU is 11-1. They beat some good teams, and this is kind of going to be where the benchmark is. This is going to prove where our concerns should be, like
Yeah,
whether or not our concerns with Kai and whoever else is a rightful concern. It's going to be interesting to see how Abou also performs against a lot better FAU team who's you're not just going against one player in Jacob Germany. You're going to have guys finally going on him after seeing him put up 37 points. So I think that's going to be a good benchmark game for us to go, okay, this is where this team's going to be at this season. And then not for nothing too, you have Western right after FIU.
yeah.
So
The schedule, the first half of the schedule
it's crazy.
is a lot tougher, I think. Like, well, also we talked about for Conference USA is is really, really solid this year. Like the only give me games in Conference USA this year are UTSA and FIU, I'd say. UTEP is down there, but I think UTEP is challenging. Rice could, it's kind of what they were last year, so you don't really fear them, but they're always capable of doing something crazy. La Tech isn't as good as they usually are, but still, UTSA is the only team that's below 200 in KenPom. Like UTEP's
Yep.
200 first, so the only one below them. Everybody else is top 200. I'm sorry, FIU is down there too. FIU is 263. FIU, UTSA, everybody else is solid. So, out of your 20 games, 16 of them are going to be tough. You have after FIU, you have Western, Middle, La Tech, and FAU again.
Mm-hmm.
So in your first 6 games, you play FAU twice, Western, Middle, La Tech, and and FIU. So that's
Yeah.
after UTSA. So it's going to be a real test. FAU to this point has beaten Florida, Bryant, Albany, South Alabama, Florida Gulf Coast. And the thing is, it's not just that they're beating those teams. They blew out Bryant. Well, they beat Bryant by 11. They beat Detroit Mercy by 21, who Detroit Mercy's not bad. South Alabama by, what is this? I can't do math, 25.
Yeah.
Florida Gulf Coast by 30. FIU by 26. Like, this is one of the better offenses in Conference USA, if not the best offense in Conference USA. They ranked 39th in the country in offense, 8th in effective field goal percentage, 11th in 3-point percentage.
Yeah.
Like this is the ultimate test for this team. And I just don't think you can go into this game relying on your defense to stop them. Like we talked about, Kai, Tyler, Ruben, they're gonna have to play a lot better
Yeah.
than I think that they've played this season. To be blunt, like Tyler, we know he's capable of it. But for Kai and Ruben, there is no. I mean, they've had good spurts throughout the season, but what have we seen from Ruben over the past 2 years that says, oh, he's going to break out and be a 15 point per game scorer in conference? Nothing.
Yeah.
Or 12 per game scorer in conference, right? I think it was at 8 last year, 9, something like that. Kai, obviously, this is his first year over here. Like we think he's very, very talented, but he's going to have to take a step forward at some point. Tyler is the only one that I trust on this team. Yes, the entire team. Tyler's the only one I trust to be like, okay, this guy is ready for the wars of Conference USA from start to finish.
Well, here's what I mean. This is what they're going to need to find out: is can Kai take that Javion-esque conference step that he took that year? Because remember preseason that year, we said, okay, what is happening? This is bad. Mm-hmm. Conference came, they played a good team. I forgot who it was. We were like, okay, this is the real deal. Can Kai take that step? And this stretch, more so than just the FAU game that's coming up, is going to prove whether or not that's going to be possible. Because once you get through that stretch, if they haven't already turned it around, it's from the perspective of, the at-large bid or whatever you want, a conference championship, it'll be over at that point. Because you've already played FAU twice. UAB obviously is the favorite. You have to, you don't have a chance to warm up. This is it. You're here. The conference season's here, and it's as Max said in our interview with him. You're not playing the bottom teams, or he didn't say that. I guess we said that. You're not playing like a Southern Miss or anybody. You're playing a stacked schedule whole way through. It's time to prove who you are and who you can be.
Everybody twice as well. So there's no you only get Western once this year or Middle once, like I think they did last year. Like you get everybody twice.
Yeah.
And that will be the real test. I'm trying to see where North Texas ranks. Wow, they jumped up high. North Texas is up to 42 in the net rankings.
Wow.
Right now.
That's really high.
54 in KenPom, which is also very high, but 42 is nuts. So
since we're not doing a preview podcast because we don't do this for basketball, what do you think? How do you think this FAU game goes? There's no line. They are favored 56% to 43% on ESPN.
Yeah, KenPom has it as a 2-point, has North Texas 64-62.
Yeah.
That's what KenPom has it at. I haven't seen enough FAU. I saw a little bit when they played Florida, and I was very impressed. Obviously they beat Florida on the road in that game.
Yeah.
So I think it being at home is a plus. I can't predict a winner 6 days out. Yeah, I don't know if I can. This team is going to have a very, very good shooting performance.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think you hold FAU. Like, Kimpom has it at 64-62. I can kind of agree with that, but you're not holding FAU to under 60 points, in my opinion. Like, you're not.
They
And
average
so,
81 a game. So,
yeah, you're not holding them to under 60. And so, you can't turn the ball over. You have to rebound well. Abou has to finish. Again, he has to be very efficient. And then your guards have to make shots. Like,
yep.
Ruben at this point, and I don't want to single out Ruben, but I mean, I'm going to do it. He's 3 of 19. He's 3 of 19 from 3 this year.
Yeah.
And obviously coming back from injuries is very difficult for everybody. Like, I'm not saying that he can't get better, but 3 of 19 from 3. That's not going to cut it. Kai's not doing much hotter. He's shooting like 23% or something from 3. Like,
Yeah.
if your guards aren't making threes, I don't know what you want this team to do. Like,
Yep.
yes, and that's kind of why they've been so post up oriented, is that you want to try to get some guys some open looks, some open threes. Jaden Martinez, I trust his 3-point shot probably more than any of those guys. Like, if we had to rank 3-point shooters on this team, Colin, it's Tyler, and then who's second? Stone?
Honestly, no, Jaden.
Jaden?
As go Jaden then Stone. If we're talking about just in game 3 that someone has to make, yeah.
Like seriously, I mean, Aaron Scott's 5 of 13 on the year. You know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you have Tyler and then everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, if you took away Tyler's threes, I don't know what this team's 3-point percentage would be, but it wouldn't be good. Like, they're still shooting 32% from 3 as a
Yeah.
team, and that's including Tyler shooting 44%.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so either one of two things has to happen. Either you get Tyler the ball more and you let him shoot more, or everybody else has to start playing better. Because at this point in the year, when you're playing these FAUs, you're playing Latex, Western Kentucky, blah blah blah, playing these teams. I'm sorry, if you're not making shots, you don't get the ball.
No, I
That's my
agree.
approach.
Well,
That's
no,
my approach.
especially when you're playing an FAU team, they average 81. They only allow 62, so there's a huge difference there. They're also shooting 49% from the field, whereas North Texas is shooting 39%. So, I mean, what's gonna bend or what's gonna break here? North Texas's defense or FAU's offense? And right now, I'd say North Texas's defense, just because when a game gets close and a team has to make shots, FAU is way more capable of doing that right now than North Texas is. But again, that's what this Thursday game is going to tell us.
And not for nothing, let me double check this. FAU's defense ranks 54th in the country.
Yeah, they're good. They have 62 points allowed per game. North Texas is 52. So, I mean, what's going to break?
It's gonna be tough.
What's going to break?
Gonna be tough. But all right, I think that's all we got for y'all today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I don't have anything new on the football front. There's a lot of people out there talking about Eric Morris's hires that are a lot smarter than me, a lot more plugged in than me. It looks like they're all good hires. Everybody likes them.
Yeah, he
Gilbert
took like half of Washington State staff. So
Gilbert from Texas was the director, or was the high school relations guy or something like that. So that's obviously good. You got a bunch of high school coaches, Texas coaches in there. That's great. I saw they got a Denton Geyer guy in their signing class. There are a lot of outlets out there that have people talking about it that are more plugged in than I think I am and we are. So you can continue to check those out. Anything else?
I think we'll do our next podcast after the new year.
Yes. Well, we'll see how the FAU game goes. If the FAU game's a barn burner, we might just hop on.
Yeah, or if they just blow them out.
We'll probably do a podcast after the FAU game.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Unless if FAU blows them out, in which case, no, we'll probably do it still. Probably still do it.
All right.
What was I gonna say? Quick thoughts. Austin Aune in the transfer portal. Colin, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Listen. That bowl game couldn't have gone any worse for Austin Aune's quote unquote NFL draft hopes. 2 of the worst picks I've ever seen ever on any level of football. And then he gets pushed down by his coach and then pushes him back and then leaves the game going, yep, I have to go to the draft after this. No, you can't do that. He had to just eat crow and he's going to go play. I don't know. Where do you think he goes?
Okay. I don't know. I have no idea. I was trying to look up rumors and stuff like that. And people started throwing out Baylor. Like, people started throwing out like actual P5 schools. And I understand the appeal of wanting a player that put up big stats at a small school and have them elevate to the next level. Like that makes sense to me. But this isn't Bailey Zappi. This isn't Mason Fine. Like there's no reason at all for any of these schools to be doing this to themselves. But I think that's maybe just them looking at the numbers. But I think once you turn on the tape, I think it's pretty obvious. Like,
man, if you type in Austin Aune on because I was trying to see like rumors, it's just like Austin Aune is an inspiration to us all. CFB World reacts to preposterously old transfer QB, and there's all these podcasts on YouTube. There's one, Austin Aune, the oldest player in transfer portal, 121K views on TikTok. What is happening? Listen, I just want to see how Austin Aune does, mostly because I want to know if it was Austin Aune's problem or Seth's problem.
bro, it wasn't okay. Look, we want to get on Seth as much as we want. Austin Aune throwing interceptions.
No, those picks obviously.
Picks
obviously. But if this man comes in next year, throws over 60%,
no. Bro,
okay.
he threw like 50. What's his career completion percentage?
It's like
55%,
55, something like that.
No,
it's gonna be amazing. Okay, so you think he goes to a Power 5 school?
I can't see it.
I'm trying to think. He definitely goes to like a.
But then again, I say that, and like, could a school like Arizona, like, or a low school like that?
Yeah.
Trying to think of another one, but like something like that. Sure, I guess.
What's the school? He's got to stay in Texas. I feel like he's about to be 30. He has a kid.
He should go to UTEP. That's my hot take.
He should go to UTEP. Rice? What? Just downgrading just the facilities.
Dude, I can't imagine a school. Okay, it's gonna sound harsh. I don't care. A school better than North Texas should not be taking Austin Aune.
It's true. No,
they
you're
shouldn't.
Right. Especially after watching that bowl game.
Dude, hold on. Let me put on my rant jacket real quick.
All right. Is that blue too?
If you're yes. that's why I already put it on. Look, if you're Arizona, if you are name a bad school, okay? Name a bad school. If you're Northwestern, if you're Nebraska, if you're any of these programs, you shouldn't be taking a flyer on 1 year of Austin Aune at 30 years old. Go build for the future. Go start a 19-year-old at quarterback, for God's sakes. There's no reason anybody above North Texas level should be taking Austin Aune. Bottom line.
So you're saying win now schools for a team worse than North Texas?
Exactly. Rice, Mike Bloomgren.
Win now schools.
UTEP, Dana Dimmel.
Texas. That's crazy.
There's probably a lot of schools out there that could take him. Like now if Western Kentucky would have lost their quarterback, that Reed guy that's really good, maybe I could have seen it. But like, no, that's it. That's my spiel. That's it. I'll keep it short.
Okay. I agree. I mean, I just like to throw stuff out there. I think it's funny.
No, I appreciate
anyway, shout out Austin Aune, transfer portal. After a horrendous performance in the Frisco Bowl. I rewatched that interview before the Frisco Bowl, and he's like, one of the reasons why I came back to play college football is so I could play in this again after last year's Frisco Bowl. And I was like, who really just wants to go back to the Frisco Bowl?
Dude,
who loses to Miami, Ohio in the Frisco Bowl and is like, yeah, I want to be back here.
Redemption. Yeah, right? Like you watch Miami, Ohio celebrate and you're like,
yeah, he's driving down El Dorado Parkway here in next to Toyota Stadium, and he goes, yeah, I want to be back there this year. Right down the road from University of North Texas.
Be like, this is mine. Yeah, no. Nope.
It's crazy.
Don't need to do that. All right. That's all we got to do. That's it for today's podcast. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I don't know how we're at 33 minutes. We just ramble. That's how But next time we talk will probably be after the FAU game. So hope y'all enjoyed this pod, and we will talk to y'all later.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and happy birthday to Colin Mitchell.
Wow.
December 24th, Christmas Eve, baby.
It's too late.
Christmas Eve.
Wait, it's not that. That was crazy. I can't even believe it. I almost
said Happy Christmas.
I know. That's what was crazy is you didn't even think birthday.
You always say everyone forgets your birthday.
I do. Case in point.
Just another example.
Case in point.
Just another example. All right. We'll talk to y'all later. Follow us on socials. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. We appreciate all of the support. And we'll talk to y'all later.